With over 3 decades of experience in the provision of legal services, Peña Mancero Abogados, PMA, is the perfect partner for doing business in Colombia. As the Colombian law firm member of Alio Global Alliance, PMA has become a truly international service provider with offices in over 95 countries worldwide. From the technology startup to the green energy utility, our vision is to be a one-stop shop for foreign investors in Colombia and a trusted partner for the expansion of local businesses abroad. Whether you plan a merger, an acquisition, or need a contract, whether you need a visa or have employment-related issues, whether you need to register a trademark or defend your intellectual property rights against infringement, whether you have been sued or wish to start arbitration proceedings. We are there for you, and we will act with the sense of urgency and responsibility that you deserve. Along with our legal practice, we are involved in prominent organizations that allow us to enhance the quality of our services while contributing to legal research and development. Some of them are the International Bar Association, IBA, the Associación Littéraire et Artistique, ALAI, the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, the Colombian Ecuadorian Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Trade, the International Association of Energy Negotiators, the French and Colombian Attorneys Association and local associations such as the Colombian Center for Copyright, the Law Society for New Technologies, the Commercial Bar Association, CAC, and the Bar Association of Mines, Oil, and Energy. We have the reach, the knowledge, the expertise, and the people to give you peace of mind and keep your business on track for a successful future. What makes Colombia an attractive investment hub? To encourage companies to set up or restructure their group operations in Colombia, the country has recently created the Colombian Holding Company (CHC) regime. The CHC regime allows Colombia to become an attractive jurisdiction to invest in other countries, but through Colombia. The CHC regime exempts, for income tax purposes, certain items of income such as 1. Dividends distributed by foreign entities to a CHC entity. 2. Dividends distributed by a CHC to non-resident shareholders out of profits from foreign entities. 3. Gain realized on the transfer of shares held by the CHC in foreign companies. And 4. Gain realized from the transfer of shares owned by a non-resident in the CHC in proportion to the gain attributable to the value of the participations held by the CHC in foreign entities. Free trade can be a major driver of economic activity, especially in emerging markets. Colombia currently has free trade agreements, FTAs, with 17 countries and groups of countries, including the US, the UK, the European Free Trade Association, and much of Latin America. These trade agreements grant preferential access to 65 countries and 1.5 billion consumers worldwide, and are designed to give investors certain benefits by increasing the quantity and diversity of the country's exports. Together with trade agreements, Colombia has entered into over 60 investment protection treaties and treaties for the avoidance of double taxation. Quirky features of Colombia's tax system. Colombia has constant tax reforms, which means that we have a patchwork of regulations usually aimed at obtaining funds for specific expenditures required by the government. One of the main focuses of tax benefits and exemptions in Colombia relate to energy transition promotion, including a special deduction in income tax, 50% for 15 years, exclusion of goods and services from VAT, exemption from customs duties, an accelerated depreciation, 33.3% annual, and an income tax exemption until 2032 in activities related to electricity generation through wind, sun, biomass, geothermal, and the sea. Government-driven policies that are successfully stimulating foreign investment. In 2020, Colombia joined the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, which not only promotes its insertion in world trade but has developed high standards regarding money laundering, corruption, and ethics in doing business. The current government's program to develop a national strategy for promoting peace building, rural development, a green energy market, and sustainable agriculture creates a unique opportunity for investors to join in the wave of new projects to improve and expand existing infrastructure. Foreign investment in Colombia is based on the following principles. 1. Equality. It receives the same treatment as national investment. 2. Universality. It is allowed in all economic sectors, except in national security. 3. Stability. Conditions may not be modified in such a way as to adversely affect the investor. 4. Automaticity. It does not require any prior authorization. And 5. Free movement of capital. Insider tips for a soft landing in Colombia. Starting a business or incorporating a company in Colombia is a straightforward and easy process that can take a few days. Some tips for a soft landing in Colombia are: don't incorporate until you have a secured deal or a source of income. Unlike other jurisdictions, you cannot just have a shell company, and you will need to comply with a number of obligations right after incorporation. This will entail having an accountant and legal representative of record and filing certain tax forms even if you do not have any activity. Although you may have a foreign non-resident CEO for your Colombian entity, in practice banks, social security institutions, and other government agencies demand that the CEO is either a Colombian citizen or a resident in Colombia. Be aware that Colombian labor law is very strict and does not endorse the hiring of independent contractors for the development of activities that are core to the company's corporate purpose. Talk with us before you enter into any deal. A good contract is worth more than anything in a country where litigation is cumbersome and can take long.